Let's go. That's right, guys. The crypto market is moving, but what the hell is going on? We had massive pumps in some of the altcoins. And yesterday, I was not even looking at the markets because I was at a festival. I will tell you more about it later. But as you can see here, we had across the board a pump in a lot of altcoins. And we're going to see also what happened with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the big guys, right? And girls. But you can see Filecoin went up like 60%. This is roughly speaking because the screenshot was taken in the middle of the day, right? You had here Sonic, you had Fetch, you also had Near, you had across the board, a good pump. Now the question is this the beginning of the altcoin season or what the hell is this, right? Because we don't want to get faked into buying and then regretting our lives later on, which I would definitely talk about. That's the whole point of this live stream. So I want to come to you whenever it's necessary. And let me also tell you, if you're new around here, my live streams are also pretty new. I'm usually a guy that does pre-recorded long format videos to educate people how to play the markets automatically. But I think, it's very important for me to come out and also update you on my opinion on what's going on in the market. So these live streams are new. I need your support, right, to make these live streams interesting and also to tell YouTube that these live streams make sense. So click the like, comment down below, ask your questions, support this freaking live stream if you like it, obviously, okay? And I will tell you today, let me show you what I will tell you, right? Because I have multiple things. So what is happening right now? Then what it all means, okay, that's ultra important, yeah? Because you need to understand, especially this one, you need to understand. I will show you what that is. Also, you need to take care about something particular that this pump might not be good for you. If you do something particular, you will see. And then as always, I want to talk about what if I'm wrong about the analysis I'm giving you, because of course, right, we need to have plans for both situations. I have, you will see, it's all covered. All right. Now, what else do I have to say at the beginning? I have to say that there will be, obviously, if you have comments, you have questions, then Steven here, and let's get Steven on stage. Steven will relay them to you, and he will read all of your comments, right? And some of them will come on stage, and I will answer them live. Not now, but at the end of the stream, which is not going to be long, because I want to give you like a compressed version of what the hell is happening in the markets. Welcome, Steven, on stage.
All right, thanks for inviting me. Once again, if you guys do have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments and then I will relay them to Michael.
Right, Steven, question to you. Yeah, let's go, of course. But did you notice the pump yesterday or did you sleep through it because you're in a different time zone?
Exactly. I didn't know about the pump until you brought it up. So I was just spending time with the kids. It's the weekend. And so all of a sudden I get some news, this is happening. I'm like, what? And I had to go and take a look at everything.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I remember I wrote you and you said, what? It's not so much, because you didn't check it. Yeah, but that's fine. You don't have to. You are using strategies. But look, my situation was I was here in Dubai at this festival. It's called the Untold Festival. And yes, this is BitGet. They put this is the main stage. And I was actually there having fun. Look, I even found Raoul Paul's banana. If you don't know Raoul Paul, this guy, yeah. He promises the banana zone for a long time. So I said, okay, this is his, I found his banana. Look, Raoul, yeah. It's coming now, yeah.
Anyway, that's a sign. It's meant to come.
Yeah, I had my super cool You Need a Strategy t-shirt, by the way, which we have some merch down below. It's because I gave a speech at an adjacent event next to this one. And then after that, we went to the festival. What happened was basically that I was running around there, listening to music, talking to people, met a lot of friends. And then suddenly somebody said, hey, it's pumping like crazy. I'm like, I was looking at the screen at my phone. I'm like, what the hell? I can't even analyze this right now. I'm on the freaking music festival. Yeah. So I said, okay, let's, let it happen. And I will analyze it day after, which is today. And I will tell you at the end of the video why it doesn't really matter for me anyway, because everything is automated, but it matters to you, yeah, because you need to know what's going on. So let's get into the meat and potatoes, into the content. Which coins pumped, why did they pump, and how to interpret all of this. And this is the beginning of the altcoin season. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna go through actually the biggest of these coins that pumped, like Filecoin, Sonic, and FET, to show you what I see in the charts, and also first what happened and then what I see in the charts, right? So this is Filecoin. What you see is like the trend indicator of my strategy, just so that you have a visualization of the trend in general. It helps you to visualize. And so here you can see that this last candle, I mean the one from yesterday, this pumped 78% on one day. Oh my God. I mean, that's why I'm making this live stream, right? Because it matters. That's massive, okay? But should you buy now? Let's see, okay? We're gonna talk about this. Then this one is FET. Again, the trend indicator is there just to visualize that we're definitely in a downtrend. And you can also see that here it pumped 57%, but it got rejected by the trend line. So that's interesting. But again, should you buy now? Is it too late? What the hell? And then we also have Sonic, and so I just put them top down how much they pumped basically. So Sonic pumped plus 34 downtrend. It didn't even didn't even touch the trend line. So yeah, we'll see what that means. But there are some explanations about some of these, why they could have potentially pumped yesterday, right? So one of these explanations is that for Filecoin, they are preparing for their conference on November 18. It's very soon, right? In 10 days. And they are supposed to announce something ultra interesting, right? And it means that people are buying ahead of time. So that's one explanation of that, but that's not the entire explanation. Let's see. Okay. For FET, something very interesting actually happened, which is that they had their first ever token burn of 5 million FET tokens. That is bullish. All right, that I understand. Like that makes a lot of sense, right? So this happened, and that's why basically they kind of like they pumped like crazy, but that's not the entire thing. And then we also had S, which I didn't find any, like Sonic, I didn't find any reason why this pumped, right? So, but I think what the most important reason is why it pumped, well, the entire like altcoin market pumped, is because of, well, you know, that Trump has a big impact on the markets lately. Yeah, he tweets something and oops, right? Market goes up or down. And so I don't have the screenshot, but yesterday he basically said that he sees that the inflation is almost at 1% in the US. Now, the thing is that the government is still shut down, so we don't really have official numbers. Yeah. So people have to trust what he's saying, I guess. So 1% would be very bullish, right? Because that means that the Federal Reserve can be more relaxed and they can cut and so on. They can cut in December, like most people love to have, which means that the market can anticipate more money coming into it, and that's why prices can go up, right? So Trump also played a role in this, okay? But you know what I wonder is like, should I now be bullish on this? Because if I go through these coins, like if I look at this list, it looks green overall, okay, great. But is it like something that is a fake move, or is it something like we have to take seriously? And the way to figure this out, right, is, well, first of all, let's check the altcoin season index. I mean, yeah, one day wouldn't like change the entire trajectory of the market. I think that makes sense. So if you go there, you will see that it's not altcoin season. By the way, this indicator is anyway lagging indicator. Yeah. So once it's in the altcoin season, it's way too late anyway, but it's not even close, right? Because in order to be in altcoin season has to be at this line here, 75 from the scale from 0 to 100. And it's still far away, right? So, okay, I agree with that. So it was a nice pump. But let's see, okay? And then what I also saw, which is very interesting, this is Bitcoin chart, this one. And the Bitcoin didn't really care whatsoever. Like, I mean, a little bit, but it didn't even go above here. It's like highest candle in this range. So yeah, it doesn't really matter for Bitcoin. Ethereum, yeah, pretty much similar, I would say. Didn't really care too much about this pump whatsoever. And then we have also BNB on this chart, because BNB was pumping ultra much, right? Like it seems to be a very, like markets put a lot of focus on it. And this one, same, like it's still below, if we're honest, like below the local top, if you want to call it that, yeah? So these coins, like the big ones that have most of the market cap, they didn't really move, but the altcoins moved a lot, right? And so, of course, I was asking myself the question, should I now, like, you know, at the concert, yeah, like, should I go on a silent place and maybe, you know, place some orders? Yeah. If you know me, you already know the answer to that question. But yeah, you know, when prices go up, it attracts a lot of attention, yeah? So I went into the chart, not on the same day, but today, and I checked the chart like, okay, wait a minute. What does it mean, all of this? Like, because yes, I see the prices going up, but I need to understand if this is trying to make me money or lose me money, because it can fake me into buying, right? And then I'm screwed because it reverses immediately after. Like, how many times did you buy something to then lose money immediately after, right? You can comment down below. So we want to avoid that, right? Okay, so I took this is the same charts as you have seen before. So this is Filecoin, the other one will be Fetch, and so on. And I'm just drawing lines on it to show you something very interesting, okay? So the way to see this, right, is like this is a clear downtrend on Filecoin. And Filecoin pumped massive, okay? But check this out. So in order to decide if you want to buy this or not, you need to understand something. First of all, as you can see, the candle before the big pump that caught attention was also pretty large. I mean, this was interesting, right? So it broke above the local resistance here, right? Which is good, local top. That's important, right? You will see this. I will mention this a lot in this video because it matters. What I didn't see though is kind of a retest, right? And then a bounce. And usually you need that for a high probability move. Yeah, because if you don't have that, you can have a situation where it goes up, but then it goes just as well further down, or at least retests afterwards and then goes further, right? So you want to avoid that, right? Because if you buy here without the retest ever happening, yeah, well, I'm not saying it's impossible for it to pump, but it's low probability, right? So it's risky. Yeah? And so, okay, the retest doesn't have to happen exactly here, right? It can also happen on a different local top. You know, it can happen somewhere else to confirm that level to be a valid level. Now, this candle, the red one here, this is today. It's not yet closed. We can't take it for granted. But when I made the screenshot, you can see that this level here played out perfectly. So the thing is, right, that it has to retest any of these lines. Okay, so if it retests this one, great. It doesn't go down that much and it can bounce from there. If it retests this one, okay. And if it does not retest this one or hold that one, then it has to go all the way down. Or maybe if we want to be generous, we can add one more here, okay? So you see, the risk is pretty high. And let me show you why I say that. Because let's say you buy now, right? And you're wrong, let's say, right? Where would you put your invalidation level? Okay, where would you get out of the market to not get wrecked? Okay, so you can say, okay, I'll put it here, you know. But because the retest didn't happen until this, like it's so far away, like the breakout, it's very, very far away, you could easily hit that, you know, and then go further down. I mean, so I will show you a couple of examples where this actually happened already in the chart. So what I want to tell you is, yes, it pumped, awesome, but please take care that these pumps, they have to, you know, confirm. So let's go to the next chart to see how it looks there, because we might find the chart that actually is bullish. We should buy right now. So this is FET. Okay, so FET, you see similar thing, but a little bit interesting because it's not like that far away from its breakout. So you can see it broke out here. There was no indication that it will happen, right? I mean, if you just had these candles or this candle, one candle before in your chart, and you could not have expected this one to come. I mean, unless you're just lucky. I mean, so it broke above this. It broke above this during the day, but then it closed below again, right? So it means it didn't really claim that. And as you can see, at the time when I made the screenshot, an hour ago roughly, it was below the local top. And these lines are very important. By the way, horizontal trend lines are the most powerful ones, right? Okay, so now this is an interesting situation because if you buy here, right, then your invalidation level would be here somewhere. Yeah, not financial advice. I didn't even say like this is not financial advice. Crypto is risky. You can lose all your money. Yeah, but I'm helping you to avoid that as much as possible by analyzing the chart properly. So so as you can see, if you buy here, right, then you have to give it a lot of way down until it's invalid, and then right, it might go further, but it might just bounce, and from there, or it might wick down and then bounce from here, and then what? You just lost some money, right? So the thing is that these pumps, if they're so strong, they're attracting people like a magnet, you know, like it's like that's the way to get retail into a buying situation. Yeah, like how else would you make retail investor buy? There is no way. Okay, it's no way. Like you have to make the prices go up and then they will buy. Now the question is this a good time to buy, right? And sorry, I have the reactions on my Mac. Yeah, is this a good time to buy? I'm not going to tell you the answer now because I want to finish the analysis. But yeah, so this is Sonic, right? Because that pumped as well. We saw the numbers before. So Sonic had a situation as well. Boom, just annihilated this resistance, but it didn't confirm it. At the time of the recording, it was actually above this. That is good and it's healthy, but that's also because it didn't pump as much as the other guys, right? Like it's a healthy pump, in my opinion. It can easily retest here and so on, right? Now, let me show you what happens if you don't wait for the retest. Okay, so this is basically FIL coin, right? So one of the coins we looked at, the one that pumped the most. And let me show you what happens after a pump that didn't have a retest, and your chances of success, right? So imagine you had these pumps over here, which were also massive. Okay, no retest. Okay, like you could draw several lines here from the local tops and say, yeah, it has to, you know, it can retest those. Yeah, sure, cool. So the thing is, if you buy here, right, at the end of the second day pump, which is exactly what you would do today, right? You will run into the problem, yeah, that that would be a pretty bad idea, yeah, because this was not confirmed, and yeah, you would basically have low chance of success. So what I'm saying is, let me give you an example. If you're buying here, which you didn't, yeah, but then of course it's nice because you have no risk. The risk, I mean, is the downside. How far down can it go, right? It can go until your stop loss here somewhere, right? But if you buy here, I mean, the downside is pretty large, right? From where it broke out, yeah. So this is the breakout, and it has to retest. It should retest. It's not always the case, but it should. Now, you can say, yeah, but I want to catch these pumps. Yeah, cool, I get it. But the chances of buying after these pumps that you make money is very low, yeah, because the chances are that it has to retest and then decide if you want to go up or not. And as you can see here, it did not do that. And here, it's exactly the same situation, really. It's just that you have this candle in between, but really, it goes up like crazy, makes everyone buy. There is a massive sell-off at the top, like pushing back from the sellers, and then the whole thing just collapses, right? And then goes back to the scene of the crime, like one of the YouTubers says. I like that, yeah. And then it goes back to the scene of the crime, chops around a little bit, creates a little bit more of casualties, yeah. And then boom, right? And so, I'm very skeptical of these pumps, as you can tell, yeah, that buying now or like that this would be the beginning of something bigger until something specific happens, which I will tell you later in this video. So I'm talking a lot. Let's see if it makes sense. Let's get Steven on stage, and let me click the button and see if my explanations make sense or if there are any questions already.
Yeah, good question. So far, it makes sense. I mean, what I've been hearing as someone who doesn't do technical analysis is it just pumped way too fast, and there's not any proper support levels to be able to keep it from continuing to go up. So based on that, there is a high probability that it's going to come back shooting down. And so if that's the case, right? So, yeah, you don't want to chase these pumps.
Exactly. So I was just answering something in the comments, but I was listening, and yes. So I think so. Let me show you why buying these pumps is actually a low probability play. So if look, I have a question. If you want retail investors to start buying to pump the price higher, how would you do it? Right? Like, not because it's a fundamentally good idea or something. To just want to pump the price. How would you do it? Okay. Because the only way that retail investor is buying is when the prices go up. So you will make the price go up somehow, right? You will get some liquidity together, you will create some hype, whatever. You would maybe ride the wave of what Trump said, because that helps, right? Like, that makes easier. And then retail buys, and you see here the massive sell-off at the, well, massive, it's pretty strong sell-off actually at the top, right? Rejection at the top. Depending on how this candle closes, we'll see if it's a bullish candle or not. But how would you do it? This is exactly how you do it, okay? So that if you want to set up a trap, that's the trap, okay? Now, again, I can be wrong, yeah? Like, that's obvious. But if you want to play the high probability setups, right, then buying this is not the way. What happened?
Yeah, is StreamYard having issues right now?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's part of being live, you know, it's crazy.
Interesting.
So let's see. How does it look like here? Yeah, it might have issues actually, yeah.
You're giving away too many secrets. The Illuminati is stopping you.
Oh, that's crazy. But does it like?
Hey, it's actually
Come
still
back,
capturing.
Eh, really? Okay, cool. So that's let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the whole thing, the tab crashed and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's part of the experience. If you want to have some fun, yeah. So I'm not sure if this still. Yeah. Anyway, let's yeah, get back into the thing. So if you want to set up a trap, that's how you would do it, right? So this would be a low probability buy. So I'll put LP for low probability, right? And let me find a higher a higher probability one would be, I don't have it on the chart, but it would be one where you have a retest and then a pump from there, right? That would be higher probability buy. And I might find it later on the chart if you want to see, but this is something that you need to just understand, that it's a trap basically. Whenever I see something like this, yes, it's exciting, I know, but it's like, oh, I'm chasing this, right? Like, it's already over. I mean, they already started selling here. You can see the wick, right? And now I'm gonna buy this just to be exit liquidity for these people, mate. Like, that's not a good idea. Okay, so this is basically the message I have for you guys. And let me see on YouTube. Yeah, it's actually streaming. So good. Sorry for the issues. And so for me, this is, for now, it's a trap. Okay, I wouldn't buy this because, of course, my strategies take care of it, and it's clearly below the. In most cases, it's below the trend even. Yeah, so there is not even a need to look at it if it's below the red trend indicator that I have in my strategies. And so that's basically something you need to just remember. So I want people to see the situation that already played out, which is this one that I showed you before, where buying after a pump was not a good idea. and the other situation as well, just so that you have something visual in front of you. Because if you don't see the visual and you don't know what comes next, you might be like too bullish, right? You might be bullish because you think that it continues the way it started, but it's not the case. And so this is quite important to understand. And that's basically the reason why I wanted you to take care. So yes, it's super sexy, I get it, but you need to take care because this can be a pretty bad idea. Now, how to play it still? Because what if this is actually going up, right? What if this is actually going further up? I mean, yeah, even if it chops around a little bit here, what if we do have a continuation at some point? When do you get in, Michael? I mean, and that's a valid question, yeah? And of course, I have my strategy to do that, but there's like the strategy would only buy when the price is above this red trend line. Not just that, by the way, there are multiple decision-making variables in there that I developed, but it's not even above, I mean, for FET. For Filecoin, let's check. For Filecoin, it gets interesting because it's definitely hugely above the red trend line. So that is the one I would take care of, like look more into, because that looks like it's a major move. That was also the biggest mover we had in the chart, right? And so you can see the strategy is pretty good at finding entry points and exit points, right? Fully automatic. I mean, this doesn't cost me any time, yeah? And also no emotions. So I'm gonna trust, yeah, that my strategy will find a good entry point here as well. And if this starts going to the moon, it's easy because I can buy anywhere in this region and I will still make a lot of money, right? Even if I'm later, but I have a higher chance of success, so I can put more money on the line. So even if I zoom out, you can see that it's actually quite simple, right? Because yes, we pumped and that's awesome, but we're so far away, right, from any all-time high. Yeah, so there's so much room. Okay, so if you zoom out, right, when in doubt, zoom out, right? So if I buy anywhere here, or even here, I don't know, depends on the strategy and depends on the price, I'd be happy. It's fine, no problem. It's fully automatic, right? So this is something that I really like and enjoy. And then as well, check this out on Sonic. Sonic is anyway a total disaster because it went down only, and buying any of these recoveries, or like, I don't know, let's say this was a attempted recovery, would have been a disaster. I mean, you don't want to buy that. Even the strategy made a losing trade here, a losing trade here. I mean, this was the beginning of the chart. Can't really take it seriously, right? But it's better to not be invested in this coin until you have a high probability entry. And that's what the strategy gives, right? And so it's below this line, don't care, whatever. And then we also have Zcash. I know I didn't speak about that before, but Zcash also pumped. Not that much. I mean, sure, it's still 20% candle. This is a 20% candle, right? This is still huge, but compared to the 70% of the other coins, yeah, it didn't make it onto my top 3 list. But you see high probability entry, riding it up, and now it's, I don't know how much it's in profit. Let me check right now. It's in profit like 10x basically. I mean, look, see, it don't matter. Like, just follow the strategy that you have. That is a good one, hopefully, and you'll be fine, right? So if you zoom out, right, this is actually a significant move in Zcash. And by the way, if you want to know why this is pumping, is because of Arthur Hayes, like, tweeting about it multiple times a day on his Twitter account. So yeah, I mean, this is the reason. And so basically, take care, okay? Use a strategy that can help you to buy at a high probability point in time, and not when the market attracts you like a magnet. It's like a trap for rats, I don't know, not exactly, but where they attract you into the situation, and then you get basically trapped, and you are a back holder when the prices go down again. That's something you have to avoid. Okay, so I see we have some weird people in the comments, as usual when I talk about altcoins, but that's fine. That's it is what it is. I will go there and block them, by the way. Yeah, it's normal.
But we do have one valid question, so I'm going to bring that up.
Let's go.
Pro Beach Bum, he essentially asked, if I wanted to bring in new funds, do you just put the USD in the accounts and let the bot grab it all on the next entry?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's exactly what you do, and you can enter with a percentage amount. For example, I think you talk about Signum, I guess, right? So if you come here to the, I don't know, I will take some of these test bots I have here, and then you have to choose the right trading pair. So if you have USD, then you have to pick a trading pair that has USD, like that trades USD. This is USDC, for example, right? So if you want to trade USD, then you have to pick Bitcoin USD, which this, well, I'm here on Hyperliquid. They don't have that. But you get the idea, right? So here, for example, I know this is one with the API key issue because I'm testing a lot of stuff on my own platform. So here, BTC, USD, do they even offer it? Bybit? No, they don't even offer it. So what I'm saying is, you have to have the asset that your trading pair wants to trade. Okay, so it might be USDC, USDT, USD, whatever it allows you, or you want to trade. That's for sure. And yes, you wait for the next signal. But if you do want to join the action, I call it I call it late to the party, because let's say the strategy is already invested. Let's say, okay. Maybe I show you here somewhere. Yeah. So if the strategy is already invested, whichever you're using, right? And you want to join now, you have to buy manually, right? Because you have to get synchronized with what the strategy is doing. Yeah, that is obvious. But let me tell you that after a 10x pump to buy into this, it's a pretty bad idea. Yeah, just an example. So the way to buy manually, you would go here to manual, and then here you can choose how much the percentage you want to join with, and go long or whatever. If you are on spot, it would say buy, sell. You get the point. And so this is how you can join in manually at any time, and then it will sell the entire thing, 100% of it, whenever the time comes, if you have the automation set up. So I'm guessing you're talking about Signum, but let me know if I answered your question properly.
All right. While we wait for that, we got another question here by Aloha J. He asks, what strategy are you using?
Yeah, I'm using the one from so I have my personal strategies. So I'm using this one, bot fast reentry, the one on the right side of the screen. It's I love this one. I developed many years on it in total. So that's the one that I put on my chart because I trust its signals the most, right? I mean, look, you can get access to this, but it's not cheap. This is my masterclass. What you can do, what is cheaper for you, is to go to signum.money. This is the automation software that you can use to automate any trading strategy. And then here you go to strategies, and you can check Gaussian channel and Ichimoku strategy. They are very good. You can check them out, put them on the chart. You see everything yourself. If you like it, use it. If not, don't use it. It's very simple. So you would basically see it on the chart. You would see all the KPIs, the drawdown, everything. And you can then go ahead and automate it if you like to do that, right? So those are the strategies that you have, like those are the ones you have access to right now. These ones you have access to only if you join the program. But again, it's not for everybody. Check it out if you like, link down below. But you decide what is better for you. And by the way, because I want to make sure that you are aware of this, we do have coupon codes right now for both of these. So Signum has a 20% off coupon, Upvember, because I do expect November to be an up month. So I call it Upvember. And then also for AutoTrading, you have a 10% coupon, sheep25. So don't be sheep. Yeah, you have to have your own system in place. You have to have a proper, process and trading strategies automated so that you can make this market, like make the most out of this market. So I want you to not be sheep. That's why come in and take advantage of the coupon code whenever you like. Okay, so those are the things that you should definitely know when thinking about these two things that I have. That's the only things I have, right? Okay, so basically that's it what I have for you today, guys. Do we have either more questions from the audience or from Steven himself?
I mean, sounds so far it's great. I think you provided what people were looking for. Essentially, there was quite a massive pump in a few coins recently, and some people may be wondering, hey, what the heck is going on here? Shall I get in now? Is it time? Is the crypto market going to start picking up now? And
Right.
I think you answer that, and we're going to see what happens.
Right. So maybe one last thing, because I showed the Gaussian channel strategy and so on. Like, let's see what that one was doing here in this situation. So Gaussian channel was mostly out of the situation, right? Was mostly, well, it had some losing trades here, but in total it made money. Okay, let me open this. In total it was profitable on this Filecoin, which is, by the way, not bad if you think that, if you look at the downtrend, right? Like, how can you make money in this? It made money, okay? And what you can also see is that it actually was buying automatically after this pump. So it's now invested, this particular story. Mine is not invested, but this one is. Okay, cool, right? Let's go to FET. FET is still not invested because it's clearly below this channel, this red channel, right? So it doesn't really care about. It also made ultra good money, but the drawdown is pretty high, like 74%. But still, 8,500% total PNL. Not financial advice, not promising you future results like this, but this is the historic performance of this strategy. So yeah, so not even this strategy is invested. So it means something, right? It means that take care, you know, don't fight every battle that there is. Fight the ones that you can win, right? On Sonic, by the way, let me delete this quickly, because on Sonic, you can, I mean, if you zoom out, you always have to zoom out and check the chart itself to see what did it do. Did it go up, down, what the hell? And you can see Sonic is like horrific chart. I mean, it goes down mostly. And even this strategy lost 4% on it. 4% to lose on this, it's pretty okay. Like if you think about, if you bought it at issuance, you would have lost 77%. Yeah. So
Wow.
if this strategy, which is almost free, like this costs you only like what SIGNUM costs per month, which is $25. It's pretty basically nothing, honestly. This would have saved you massive amount of money here, right? So, and this strategy is still not invested in this coin, even though there was a good pump here of 34%. So yeah, because it has to first show that it's a proper move, right? Not just some, you know, fluke. On Zcash, because that was also, I showed you before, on Zcash it's invested also pretty much similar time to my strategy. It's a coincidence, right, by the way, but why not? And so it's now also still invested. No reason to sell because the trend is still clearly up and bullish, and this is far away from the channel. So very good, you know, nothing to say. Made almost 10k 10x on this coin, but with 92% drawdown. That is
ridiculous.
not,
Wow.
yeah, that's not great, to be honest. Yeah. But okay, the strategy cannot win every battle, right? You have to create the thing is, right, that what people don't recognize only after they think about it long enough, they realize that the strategy alone would not save them, right? So you need to have a strategy and a portfolio management that helps you to create a risk-adjusted portfolio that actually is perfectly balanced between the risk you have on the asset and the reward you can get. It's very important because you're not going to be always correct, right? There's no strategy on this universe, yeah, that will always win. There's no way, okay? So you will be wrong sometimes, and whenever you're wrong, you want to be wrong with a little bit of money or lose only a small amount, right? And when you right, great, fine. You will ride the trend up, make money. And then you want to keep that money by selling at the right time. That's why I do automation on this channel. And I strongly believe that automation helps people to actually make it in the markets, because otherwise what they have is emotion. And like I showed you, massive candles to the upside that fake people into buying and then holding and then riding it back down if it doesn't work out, instead of invalidating and selling. So most people are not professional traders, right? So they hate to click the red button. They hate to sell, especially they hate to sell in a loss. Yeah, but you have to, because if you make a small loss, it's totally fine and normal. But if you let that loss become massive, well, then it's on you, right? You made a big mistake, right? So you need to learn, either you need to learn to click the red button, or you need to automate a strategy that does it for you. And I think the automation has higher chance of success because it doesn't have to sleep, it doesn't have emotions, it doesn't fight with their wives, it doesn't have, you know what I'm saying, yeah, like it sticks to the plan, yeah. So that's why I do what I do, and it's my mission on this channel to help as many people as possible to make it in the market. Okay, so I think
we got one more question before we head out. So Hillbilly Frank, he asked, could you look up Say, and is there any more hope for that one?
Say, right. Oh man, like, so I'm still having the Gaussian channel strategy on it. By the way, Say, yeah, I made even money on this, 280% with 23% drawdown. Good, this is good. Yeah, it's good numbers. not financial advice. Whenever I show numbers, I'm always afraid of YouTube saying, oh, you're promising people money. No, I'm promising them risk management. That's all I do, yeah? So, and automation. So this trade was massive. Oh my God, it was very good. Anyway, so is there a hope? So, I mean, right now, it doesn't look like, I mean, I'm not analyzing the fundamentals of this project right now, yeah? So don't ask me that because I didn't look into it lately. But I had it in my portfolio for a long time, but then I threw it out recently, a month ago. So you see, there is this local top, didn't break above it. So until then, it's not relevant really to look at it. Now what you could do is you can say, okay, you know what? I don't want to look at it at all. I just want to automate it. And whenever this freaking price does something good and the strategy buys, it will just happen, whatever. And then we'll see. If it goes to zero, I'm going to lose a little bit, yeah? You don't lose all because strategy sells before that, right? Like here, right? It was selling, right? And now if it goes to zero, it doesn't matter, right? Because you're already out. So that's what I would do. If you like a project, you really believe in this project for some reason, then I would say just automate with a small amount that you think is adequate to the risks that you're taking on this. And yeah, I have to say that in my course, obviously I teach exactly how to build a risk-adjusted portfolio, but it's super a long story, and that's why I have the education. But in any case, say I think there might be a chance, but I can't tell you exactly because the chart doesn't look sexy. So from the chart point of view, it's a catastrophe. It's a total downtrend. There is nothing to save it right now. So in order to prove that it's really, you know, still alive, it has to break above this line I just drew before. But to be super bullish, it has to break above this region, obviously, right? You see the region. I mean, if I turn off the strategy, you might see better. You see this region, right? It has to break above this. And this is like 0.37, yeah, dollars per coin. So I know it's far away, I get it, but that would be the real thing, because from there it can bounce nicely and show strength. Until then, if you really care about this coin, I wouldn't just buy and then hope. Instead, I would automate it. I would maybe buy and automate, because then if you're wrong, then it will sell and you lose less than not having any automation for selling. And this is why I'm telling you, what if I'm wrong? It's very important for me to always think about this. So what if I'm wrong? And my answer is always, yeah, if I'm wrong, my strategy will sell and I will lose a small amount. That's fine. Okay, that being wrong has to lose me something, right? But not all of it, not 50% of it, not 70%. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's how I would say, like, say, that's what I say about say, okay? That's it. Okay. Great. So that's it for today. Let's wrap it up. I think, please guys, take care. Don't get, magnetically attracted to these candles without having a strategy or being a good trader, understanding support and resistance and retests. Then you're fine, yeah? And if you don't understand that and you don't have time to go through the charts and analyze them, use a strategy. Just freaking automate it. That's why I'm telling you, you have these coupon codes over here. Where are they? Again, put them one more time on the screen. So you can actually go and try this stuff out as easily as possible. And I would definitely recommend you start with SIGNUM first, because it's the cheapest way to automate anything really in your portfolio. And only later you consider auto trading once your portfolio is larger and you really have too much to lose. Let's say you have too much money to lose, let's say 25K or more, then yeah, then you can consider auto trading. Otherwise, auto trading is not for you, right? If you have a small portfolio, SIGNUM is totally perfect for you, okay? Okay, again, not financial advice. Crypto is risky. You can lose all of your money. And with all of that, I see you in the next live stream. Make sure to like, subscribe, and bye-bye.